If your brain won't stop spinning and every decision feels impossible, this video is going to walk you through one simple AI prompt that can help you stop overthinking and finally hear what matters most. Now I know, AI can feel a little cold or impersonal, or you might be thinking, AI does not know my life. But when you use it like this, it becomes a calm, grounded thinking partner that helps you hear your own wisdom again. And this will only take a few minutes. I'll show you exactly how it works and walk you through the prompt live so you could try it yourself today. Right now, so many of us are navigating big decisions, emotional upheaval, a lot of noise, and we're getting stuck in our heads. This is one of the most effective ways I know to cut through the chaos and come home to yourself. I'm Adrienne. I'm a coach that helps women who feel lost, stuck in self-doubt, and overthinking everything after life's biggest changes, gain clarity, rebuild confidence, and trust themselves again so they can create a future they're excited to wake up to. And alongside that, I teach people how to use AI as a thinking partner so they can live better, lead themselves, and make confident choices without the pressure of having it all figured out. So today we are getting into a really fun prompt and it should help with your overthinking. I'm going to share my screen as I always do to show you the prompt, and then I will walk you through the response that I got with it. So this is the Overthinking Interrupter. You can grab a screenshot if you want, and then usually once that screenshot is in your photos, you can just highlight the prompt so that way you can use it yourself, just copying and pasting rather than typing it all in. You are a clarity companion, calm, grounded, and able to spot what matters most beneath the mental noise. You help me pause the spiral of overthinking and return to the core truth beneath the chaos. Here's what I'm overthinking, spinning on, or stuck inside of. And then that's where we put our context in about your situation. If you don't know, the more context that you give AI, the more customized and robust the response will be. Then you give it directions as to how to respond, and you copy and paste all of this in together, summarizing what you hear, including any energetic or emotional undertones, reflecting what I may be trying to control, fix, or get perfect before moving forward, identifying where I might be avoiding a feeling by staying in thought, naming what feels most emotionally charged and what that might be protecting, offering one truth I may already know but haven't trusted, providing a reframe that creates spaciousness or simplicity, suggesting 3 journal prompts to help me stop spinning and hear what matters, ending with 1 sentence of clarity to guide my next step. I'm going to share my ChatGPT screen with you now. This here is filled in with context from a previous client that we will call Kay. So her context: I've been spiraling for days about whether to say yes to a collaboration opportunity. It sounds exciting, but I'm worried about how much time it will take, whether I'll regret committing, or if I'm even qualified. I keep playing out every scenario in my head, trying to anticipate every possible outcome, and now I feel paralyzed. I would be a guest on a friend's podcast that has a large audience, but I don't feel established enough or comfortable enough. She is just starting her own business, and she feels uncomfortable going on somebody else's podcast where they're asking her questions, and she's worried maybe she doesn't know her material well enough. Maybe she doesn't know enough to show up well. Maybe she's not going to make a great impression. If she's not the one asking the questions and editing, she doesn't have any control as to how she's going to look in the finished product. So we talked this through, and this is a prompt that would have been super helpful for her. So I'm going to go down to the response. As you can see, this is a pretty robust response. So whether you're using ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, something else, you want to direct it as to how you want the response that you're getting. So I always start off with some type of summary, and that's because we want to be clear that whatever you gave AI as context, they understood the way that you meant it to. So you're caught in the tension between an exciting opportunity and a fear of overcommitting, losing control, or being exposed before you're ready. I hear both a spark of desire and a loud inner caution. There's a hopefulness here. You want to grow and be seen, and there's also fear. Fear of regret, of not doing it perfectly, of being misunderstood or judged. Underneath all of it, you sound exhausted from trying to think your way into the right answer. So then we go on to what you may be trying to control, fix, or get perfect. And the reason that I asked for this is because It's looking at the words that we choose to describe the situation. So it may tell us what we know in a really succinct fashion, or it may actually point out something that we don't even realize based on the words that we used when providing context. So the response, it sounds like you're trying to preemptively control how this will turn out, how you'll perform, how you'll be perceived, how much time it will take, and how you'll feel afterward. You may be hoping to fix the discomfort of uncertainty by gathering enough information or imagining every possible outcome, believing if you just get it right, you won't feel doubt, fear, or regret. Then it goes into where you might be avoiding a feeling by staying in thought. I like this one, especially when you're feeling stuck, you're overthinking, because as a coach, oftentimes I'll encourage my clients to go into their body and describe where the tension is, where does it live, how does it feel, or whatever feeling they might be having. We may do a body scan and see what comes up and see what they're feeling. And it can be really challenging when you're in these mental thought loops to get out of your head and into your body. I wanted to bring this one up, how you're avoiding a feeling by staying in thought, because this is just something that happens a lot with people. So the spinning thoughts may be protecting you from sitting with the raw vulnerability of visibility, of being heard without being able to polish, of saying yes to something that stretches you. There might be a deeper fear underneath, like, what if I show up and see that I'm not enough? This is really getting below the surface of that wanting control, of the not being ready, and getting at the heart of the underlying belief that's probably there. I'm not enough. What feels emotionally charged and what that might be protecting. The part about not having editing or creative control seems especially charged. That likely points to a deeper longing for safety, to shape the narrative, to protect your tenderness, to make sure nothing comes out half-baked or misinterpreted. That control could be protecting your self-trust, which may feel a little shaky right now. And this is common, right? Like if we're doing something new, if we're figuring it out as we go, we don't trust sometimes that we're going to be able to figure it out, that we're going to do a good job, that we're going to show up and present ourselves in a way that we want to. So it's pointing out there that that control and not wanting to give it up might be indicating that there's a bit of a self-trust issue. One truth you may already know but haven't trusted. You don't need to be perfectly established to offer something meaningful. The value brings come from your presence, not your polish. I love this one. I think that's a reminder that we all need, honestly. I think sometimes we are our own worst critics. So this is a really helpful reminder if you're struggling with being seen by others. A reframe that creates spaciousness or simplicity. You're not deciding whether you're ready forever. You're just choosing whether this feels aligned right now. You get to say yes or no based on what honors your energy and your values today. This reframe is absolutely fantastic because a lot of times when we're struggling, we get into very all or nothing thinking, or we think this one decision is the end all be all, and there's no reversing course, and this is just it forever and ever and ever. And this is pointing out that by choosing this one decision in this moment, we're choosing for right now, not forever. That is such a powerful reminder if you're struggling with a decision, because you may be in that all or nothing, forever consequential type of space without even realizing it. 3 journal prompts to help you stop spinning and hear what matters. If you're struggling with a decision, these very prompts might help you out. I always encourage to end a session with AI when you're using it in this way with something that you can take away from the screen to reflect. So the 3 journaling prompts: what would I choose if I trusted that being real is more impactful than being perfect? What part of me feels most exposed by this opportunity? And what does she need to feel safe? If I imagine saying yes or no, what feels calmer in my body? What feels tighter? And this is going back to the idea of we need to do that body check, because a lot of times when we're stuck in our head, we can't see the answer. But if we go into how it feels in our body, the answer becomes very apparent. So if we're looking at what feels calmer, what feels tighter, another thing I like to look at is what feels constrictive or expansive. If you're making a decision and you're spinning in your head, try to go into your body and really tune into how it's feeling when you think about each decision point. If I choose this, imagine how that would look and feel how that feels in your body. Then do the same thing. If you choose to say no, what does that feel like in your body? And really tune into that. It'll give you a lot of answers. And then 1 sentence of clarity to guide your next step. I do this because this is really synthesizing the heart of the matter and it helps us get into action. You can actually ask for the next step, or it could be something that helps you get clarity to see the next step. The thing is, we don't want to just get lost in conversation going back and forth with AI. That's why I tend to do these bigger prompts so I can see how it's landing before I engage in more. Because if I did this one at a time, though there may be a more robust response for each part, I could end up sitting here for hours going back and forth. And then by the time I get to the end, I actually forgot what I wanted to retain from the beginning. So this is using AI in a way that's really not kind of sucking you in and addicting you to the conversation. It's helping you get clarity. It's helping you see things that are true for you. And then you can take it away from the machine. You can take it away from the computer. AI, ChatGPT, gives you responses, but you have to bring your intuition. You have the discernment. So that one sentence of clarity to guide your next step. Say yes only if it feels like a generous gift for your future self, not a test to prove your worth. I love this because in coaching, I'll talk about getting into the idea of your future self. If she has accomplished everything that you want, she got the job, she started the business, she lives in the nice house, she runs marathons, whatever it is that you might want to do. If you're making the decision from that point of view, what would she have done? Would she have said yes to the big scary thing because it could serve her in the long run? Or would she see this as something that may not be right for you right now? And it helps you also step outside of yourself and just look at it from a slightly different perspective. If this kind of clarity is what you're craving, I would love to see you at my upcoming workshop, Clarity Without Overthinking. It's a 90-minute session where I'll teach you how to use AI prompts to quiet the mental noise, tap into your intuition, and walk away knowing your next step. This is about teaching you my framework that guides you in the preparation for your sessions with AI, helps you craft the prompt that is going to get you the response that you're looking for, the insight that you're after. And it's also going to guide you into after your session and what that looks like. This is a low-cost, high-impact workshop. It's just $12, and it comes with a bonus prompt pack that you can use again and again. The prompts that I'll be sharing are honestly worth so much more than the workshop price alone. You can save your seat at www.adriancrowley.com/workshops. It is up there on the screen. You can also click on the link in my bio and it will be in this video description as well. I hope to see you there. I think that it's going to be a really powerful session with some amazing people. So until next time, like the video, drop a comment. If you have any questions or anything you want to see in upcoming videos, absolutely let me know in the comments. I do respond to all of them and I try to incorporate as many ideas as I can into future videos. Send it to a friend if this is something they need to learn about as well, and subscribe to the channel for more.